My name is McLeavey Fisher. I'm a commercial director and documentary director.
My name is Veronica Balta. I am a freelance commercial producer.
I went to film school and in the city here, and then I interned at MTV on-air promos because I wanted to get into the kind of commercial world, and that was a place where sort of untested directors could wiggle their way into shooting some real commercials. And that is what I did. I stayed there for about 7 years, and then I left and went freelance, and since then I've been always working on my own projects as well.
I have a liberal arts degree, then went into MTV for internship, and that segued into a PA job during VMA season, which then segued into a coordinator job, production management job, a staff one, and then worked my way into line producing. Left about 2012 and just went out to freelance commercial produce.
You know, collaboration I'm continually realizing is by far the most important thing. That there's a crew involved with making any sort of film, but at least from my perspective as a director, the more I've been able to lean on my key people to sort of guide me in a lot of decisions, the better my work has been, as opposed to coming in and being like, I'm going to tell you how to do all of your jobs because this is my story or this is my project. I think the more collaborative you can be and the more open-minded and willing to hear what people might suggest, it's just made my work that much better. So I think, you know, this kind of works inversely, where as I get more experienced, I'm more open to letting other people contribute to that, you know.
For producing collaboration, that's what it's about. I think a big part of my job is to bring the right people together and then to initiate the right conversations with the right people together. Then I know that all of the vibes are going to be right and everyone's going to be able to work together, and that is the best. I think what EJ said, to his point, letting everyone do their job and shine and do what they do best, like, it makes the job, keeps the job easy and keeps it fun. So it's just keeping open and being ready to hear and listen and having others hear and listen to what you have to say as well.
After leaving film school and trying to get into the industry, I think because there is no clear path, the most important thing is to just meet people that are out there doing it. I think to an outsider, the film industry looks like this huge industry, which it is, but what surprised me the most now being in it is how small of an industry it actually is. Once you can kind of crack into it, everyone knows each other globally too. It's not just like a local thing. Yeah, it's a really kind of tight-knit community, and if you meet the right people, you can kind of jump up really quickly. And so that's a good thing, is how small the industry really is. There's no penalty for writing an email to someone, and that's how I've kind of met a lot of the companies I work with, is just incessant blind emails, you know, to hundreds of production companies or whatever, and you'll get a meeting and people are very willing to share their thoughts and meet with you even if they're not going to hire you for a job, and then that might lead to someone recommending you to someone else for something. And you know, this entire industry is based on the work you've done and word of mouth. In our experience, at least, it's all sort of who you know and pulling on any contacts you might have and buying someone a coffee.
The advice I would give to someone looking to get into production is to just approach everything with an open mind. Be on set, so important. Even as a production assistant, that is the best place to see what everyone else is doing with very little pressure. You just have to be on time. Just do what your production manager asks you to do. Treat your crew right. Know that your PA, 1 year, in a couple years, and this has happened to me, will be the client or the ad person. And that is awesome when that happens, because if you have a good experience and you were nice and you remember each other, it's an easy day. So it's fun to see people that where I was PAing with, that are now on that side of it. And at least here, like EJ said, everyone knows everybody. Be nice, work hard. I think for me, it was a little bit of right place, right time, and a lot of hustle.
So The Guy is a film that we made. I met Brian casting for a healthcare commercial, and I just needed to make something sort of more substantial with him than this commercial. He didn't even make the cut for the commercial, actually. I didn't cast him for that, but I find I gravitate towards these characters who are like on the sidelines of a bigger story, maybe. Brian has definitely been that for a lot of his career, whether it's in sports or acting or wrestling, all the crazy things he's done. In terms of what I want people to take away from it, I think it kind of gets at a lot of these sort of industry things we've talked about. Is just realizing that everyone's got a story and an important role to play, even if it isn't kind of the main act or the main thing that you think is important. Like Brian, for example, he's not necessarily top billing on a cast, but you see the work that he puts into it and the passion he has for it, and I think that applies to like everything we do. And so I guess it's just kind of respecting that and seeing how hard it is, but it's worth it. It's worth it for him, and I think we can take that away from it. This film, we started in 2015. It took 3.5 years to make this film, just based on coordinating our schedules and the edit. We only shot 7 or 8 actual shoot days, but for a variety of reasons, it took a while to put it all together, which in the end I think helped. It made for a better film, but it was kind of a scattered production schedule, if you will.
What's still surprising to me about our industry is how long it takes to do something, how long and how much work and how much effort it goes into a 30-second commercial. And not just on set, which is a long day, but also from the beginning. So just the length of time and how much goes into something is always still surprising to me. Every time I'm on set, I'm like, it is a 12-hour day. Like, how did we get there for 15 seconds? But that's how long it takes to do it right. So that's always been surprising to me. It still is.
Veronica and I both have sort of paid it forward a lot with crew by hiring them for commercials. Commercials are these kind of quick bursts of filming 1 or 2 days, but everyone gets paid decently, hopefully.
An army runs on their stomach. So feed people, water people. They will work for you if they're not hungry and if they're not thirsty. 1, which really is about treating people right, respecting your crew and being thankful for their hard work. And 2, negotiate gear, not people. So it means, if you have your sound guy and his rate is $600 and his gear is $600, I will pay him the $600 and be like, but the gear, how about 4? So I have no shame in negotiating gear, 0. Not people. You have to respect how somebody quantifies their time. This is what their hours cost. Fair. And you have to protect that and respect that.
Because of that, when a personal project pops up, it's like, hey, we're just working together for a while, and would you be willing to work on this project for free? Knowing it's a passion project. And yeah, pulling those favors is kind of the way I cobble these shoots together. And it's also, you hope that, if people value your work, they want to be a part of that film too. It's not just my film, it's all of us who made it, and everyone can use that as a sort of calling card. So I think it's those two elements, and all the people that we work with are also our friends. I think that's part of it too. It's like, some people might go golfing on a weekend. For us, sometimes it's like we're going to shoot something because it's fun, that's what we want to do. So I think it's just taking the time to pay attention to everyone's projects, and yeah, it's all just kind of shared knowledge. It's never competitive. I think that's an important thing too. Is it's a competitive industry, but there's no reason to like be intimidated or afraid or threatened by anyone. There's enough work to go around. You can sit and talk about the things that you want to shoot or that you want to work on all day long, but you really have to just go out there and do it, or go out there and be on set to learn this stuff. And I think, you'd mentioned it before of like telling everyone to get on each other's shoots and like be that extra PA or do that. And obviously it helps the sort of people that are making that film, but it also, you can absorb a lot, And I think just get out there, be on set, just be making stuff. Don't be super precious about it either, because every project is going to lead to the next one that you think is going to be way better. And I've realized that there's no like, maybe this is the sort of nugget of advice, is like I've kind of realized that there's never a point where you like make it and you're done and you like feel good about what you've done. I mean, you always should feel good about what you've done, but it's never like you get to that point and you're like, cool, this is where I want to be. It's like you're always you always should be pushing yourself to do something better. And you see, like, you know, the best directors in the world direct until the day they die, you know, because they can't stop. And I think that's kind of the thing that you have to keep in mind.